Hey everyone, welcome back to Corporate Decoder. Today, KBH just filed an 8K detailing a CFO departure, and I am seeing one key factor that matters. Quick note, this is not financial advice, just my take on public filings for educational purposes. The company is announcing a departure in its top financial role. And this comes at a time when the housing market is facing some pressure. So let's dive into what this really means. This is what we call a Form 8. Think of it as a company's way of telling the public about big news that isn't part of their regular reporting cycle, like quarterly earnings. Today's filing is all about a change in leadership. Specifically, under Item 5.02, KB Home is reporting the departure of its Chief Financial Officer or CFO. This is the person in charge of a company's money and financial reporting. So Robert Dillard, who was both an executive vice president and the CFO, has resigned. He will be leaving the company in early May. This is a significant change because the CFO is a pivotal role. They manage the company's finances, investments, and financial planning that help shape its future. Now, an important detail here is that the company states Mr. Dillard's departure is not due to any arguments or disagreements about KB Home's finances, or how they handle their accounting. This is often included to reassure investors that there isn't some hidden scandal or major financial issue causing the exit. It suggests a more voluntary departure, perhaps for personal reasons, or a new opportunity. Let's put this into context. KB Home is a major player in the residential construction industry. They build homes for people to live in. This sector is very sensitive to economic conditions like interest rates and overall consumer confidence. In the broader market, KB Home stock, KBH, has a market capitalization of about $3.1 billion, and they employ over 2,100 people. Recent headlines from earlier in May show that KB Home shares have indeed taken a tumble. This filing comes right when the company's stock price is under pressure. Other news outlets are reporting significant drops in KB Home stock, alongside another home builder, LGI Homes. This indicates that the housing market or investor sentiment towards these companies is currently quite negative. This suggests investors are already worried about KB Home's future earnings. When a company lowers its forecast for how much money it expects to make, it often means they are anticipating tougher times ahead, perhaps fewer sales or lower profits per sale. Losing a CFO, especially without any clear stated reason of disagreement, can sometimes create uncertainty for investors. They might wonder if the departing CFO saw something coming that others didn't. Even if the company says there were no issues, it is particularly noteworthy given the backdrop of already lowered earnings forecasts and a dropping stock price. While the filing itself doesn't give us specific financial numbers to dissect because it is solely about the executive change, the strategic timing of this departure is what we need to watch. A CFO's role is critical in navigating economic downturns or industry challenges. Their expertise is vital in managing cash flow, securing financing, and making tough decisions about resource allocation. When a change like this happens, investors often look for who the replacement will be. Will it be an internal promotion, bringing someone up who already knows the company's ins and outs, or an external hire, potentially bringing in fresh perspectives and experience from outside? Without that information yet, the uncertainty around leadership in the financial helm at a time of lowered expectations is a key risk factor. In the broader context of the housing market, companies like KB Home are exposed to fluctuations in interest rates. Higher rates make mortgages more expensive, which can cool down demand for new homes. This filing, while focused on an executive change, arrives on the heels of reports of lowered earnings forecasts and significant stock price drops for the company. This creates a confluence of negative signals that investors will be closely scrutinizing. This filing doesn't provide granular financial tables for me to analyze. For example, I can't see their revenue or profit margins in this document. This is a very specific type of filing that just announces an event. Let's consider the broader picture. KB Home is in an industry that is very cyclical, meaning its fortunes rise and fall with the economy. Having a stable and experienced CFO is super important during these times. The fact that Mr. Dillard is leaving, even if the company says it is amicable, does create a leadership void at a crucial moment. Looking ahead, what investors will be watching is how KB Home manages this transition. Will they find a strong successor quickly? How will the company's financial strategy evolve without its longtime CFO? These are the questions that will likely shape investor sentiment moving forward. The risk I am watching is the potential for increased volatility in KBH stock as the market digests this leadership change against a backdrop of already challenging market conditions for home builders. What I am actually looking for is a swift appointment of a new CFO who can effectively steer the company through these turbulent times. Oh, and the research tools I actually use are linked in the description. They help keep this channel going. That is my take. Stay decoded. If you enjoyed this breakdown, please like and subscribe to help us get these insights to more people. Join our community Discord, linked below.